Hello everyone, my name is Bianca Mendoza. Welcome to my presentation where I will be discussing my research which focused on the link between unsupportive parenting and social media related self-esteem. On the next slide, I will discuss the importance of my study. I will briefly go over literature review. I will state my research question. I will share methods and findings, and lastly discuss the implications, limitations, and future directions for this study. So we have the importance of my study. The principal two main variables that my study looked at were 1, unsupportive parenting styles, and 2, social media. These two variables have been known for having a strong influence on self-esteem. However, most existing research only focuses on one or the other variable. So for my study, I wanted to make links and perhaps make discoveries about the language and behaviors parents use when they communicate with their children and the influence it has on the social media phenomenon. Literature review. For my study, I used a total of 8 scholarly resources, which 4 were focused on parenting styles and the influence they have on self-esteem. The other 4 scholarly sources were focused on social media and on their influence on self-esteem, as well as their influence on other constructs such as mood, paranoia, and repetitive negative thinking. My research question was, what is the relationship between the extent to which parents are unsupportive and how much social media affects how someone feels about themselves? So for example, if I have an unsupportive parent, how much would social media affect how I feel about myself? Whether it be in a negative or in a positive way. On the other hand, we could also look at what if I don't have unsupportive parents? How much would social media affect how I feel about myself, again, in either a negative or a positive way? Methods and findings. So for my study, I used a survey research method. The results show that there was a weak correlation and that it was not statistically significant. The results show that my hypothesis was not supported. However, I believed that there could have been a strong correlation between the two variables because parents are one of the first people that we communicate with, and they make such a big part of the type of people we become later in life. Therefore, I reasoned that it would have an influence on self-esteem, susceptibility to social media. And now we have the limitations, implications, and future directions. The biggest limitation I found was age differences in the participants used in my study and the participants used in the study of the scholarly sources. So the participants in my study, the average age was around 28 years old. The scholarly sources that focused on parenting styles, those studies used participants who were children under the age of 18. And the scholarly sources that focused on social media, they used participants who were college students. So we can see a contrast in age. And as for the implications, the results indicated that there was a non-significant relationship between the variables. However, it is clear that both parenting styles and social media have an impact on self-esteem. So therefore, as far as future directions, I believe that the same variables could be used and studied. However, the focus of the question could be changed. So for example, maybe we can redirect the question to how do parenting styles influence an individual's use of social media? And lastly, I have my bibliography with all the sources that I used. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.